Welcome to Change Your POV Podcast Network. I am your host, Eddie Lazary, and you're listening to Behind the Curtain. Behind the Curtain is a unique show where all the hosts of the network have the opportunity to let you in on things about them that would otherwise be just between friends and family. As listeners of the network, we consider you family, and we want you in on as many behind-the-scenes activities as possible. Some of these things may be events we attend, family gatherings, outings with friends and family, or crazy hobbies and fetishes. You never know. Every host will bring a totally different spin on this unique show. You will not want to miss anything. To ensure you stay up to date and are notified when new shows are released, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. And to do that, just head on over to changeyourpov.com/subscribe to podcast. Today's show is definitely unique and very exciting. I have with us Tiffany Hodge. Tiffany is my sister-in-law. That's right. That's my wife's sister. Tiffany is a wife, a mother of three, and, well, an artist. In 2012, she entered her first piece of art into the Wyoming State Fair. It's a pencil and pastel rendering of Albert Einstein, where she took first place, both People's and Artist's Choice. The following year, in 2013, she entered a pastel picture of a girl floating in water, and again won first place and Artist's Choice. The following year, in 2014, she entered an incredible pastel piece of Johnny Depp's character, the Mad Hatter, from the movie Alice in Wonderland. With this piece, Tiffany won first place, both People's and Artist's Choice, in the Wyoming State Fair. And finally, in 2015, she again took first place and Artist's Choice for a pencil sketch of a coiled snake poised to strike. Needless to say, Tiffany knows her way around a canvas. Welcome to the show, Tiff. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Nathan?
I am fantastic. And we call me Eddie on the show.
Oh, that's right. I was worried about calling you Ed, or if I should call you Nathan. I always call you Ed. I don't know why I said Nathan.
You just let the cat out of the bag right there.
I totally did. Don't tell anybody.
Everybody listening is like, "What the hell's that all about?" You'll have to figure that out later.
There you go.
Yeah. So, so welcome to the show. I just got to ask some questions. Like, when did you start this whole art thing?
It was right when I went into the college to get my GED, and they offer a free class.
So you were just looking for credits?
No, I wasn't even looking for a college credit. I was going to get my GED, and they were like, "Oh, since you got your GED, here you go, pick a class."
Yeah.
And it was free, and I was like, hey, I like finger painting and never drew a thing, never did anything at all, and took the free art class, and it turned out the very first picture, the Albert Einstein.
So you went from, let me get this, you went from finger painting to this picture of Albert Einstein. That's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, that was the first class. That was the very first one.
And
but not literally finger painting.
Right. So did you know you had some artistic ability, or was it just a complete shock to you as it was everyone else?
It was a complete shock. I mean, I always had, an appreciation for art, and always loved colors and, doodling pictures and this and that, but never thought I could do anything with it.
Yeah. And so was it an assignment that Albert Einstein picture? Was it an assignment, or was it something that you chose to do? Like, why that picture as your first one?
They gave us a choice for, you need to do a piece of work with colored pencil. And from that, we got to choose whatever we wanted. So, and I love Albert Einstein. I love his hair. I love his wrinkles. I just love everything about him. And so it was pretty easy once they just gave us an outline of, hey, you need to do it with colored pencils. I just found that picture and I was like, there it is. And the rest is history.
So you got a choice of colored pencil, and you picked one color, and it was black.
I did.
That's very creative of you.
Isn't it?
So how did this whole entering the state fair come about? Did you even know that was a thing?
No, actually, one of the girls that I was in class with, she was calling me the last day that it was due in fair, the last day we could put our pictures in. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Oh, you need to enter yours." And so I was like, I don't know how you even go about this. I don't have a frame. I don't have it set up or nothing. And she's like, just stick it in anything. So I ended up pulling our family. I think it was our family picture.
That's very classy.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? Or it was one of them. It was our family picture. It was, where they have the names.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was that. And I threw Albert into that frame and I took him down to the fair, and I got it in like, I don't know, the last 2 hours of the entry.
Uh-huh.
And they take the weekend to judge. And I went back in there like that Monday, and there was these 2 big rosettes hanging from it. And one is People's Choice. So all of the people who went in to view the picture got a vote, and one was Artist's Choice. So all the artists who put pictures in got a vote. And I won both.
That's really cool. So in terms of, as an artist, which do you value more, the artist's choice or the people's choice?
The Artist's Choice. I think I won that one more than any other because everybody kind of knew who I was. Mm-hmm. And somebody who has an appreciation for any kind of artwork can walk in and know, it's not easy, and it's not, you put a lot of effort into your work.
Yeah. And that's why I see it too. I mean, people's choice, it's just a bunch of people just looking at pictures and they're picking their favorite, which, I'm not downplaying people's choice. Don't get me wrong. 'Cause there's a lot of people out there that are educated about artwork and they have an appreciation as well. But as an artist myself, I know that when I look at art, I look at it with a different eye than somebody that's probably not an artist, because I'm not only appreciating the picture, but I'm getting up close and I'm looking at the detail, and I'm
right.
And I know, like, oh wow, that's a difficult piece, or that was, I really impressed how they're able to blend those colors together, or
right.
that you know what I mean? Like, you see that too. Yeah,
exactly. So, the layers and the effort.
So when you get first place and you're recognized not only people's choice but artist's choice, that's like all the other artists saying, like, well done. You know what I mean?
Right. And walking in there the second year and hearing them say, "Uh-oh," I was like, that's right.
Like, oh shit, she's back.
Exactly. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so like the first year was 2012, and for the next, it
might have been 11. I don't have all my ribbons with me, so it might have been 11. I might have totally lied to you when I put in 2012.
Well, that's fine, but it was still 1, 2, 3, 4 years running.
It was 4 years in a row.
Wow. Yeah. And then you've since moved away from Wyoming and are now living in Texas. I bet you everybody in Wyoming is like, thank God she's gone, huh?
I bet.
So
they're like, oh, somebody else can win.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So do you have plans to enter anything into any of the fairs there in Texas?
I haven't drawn or painted or anything since I've been down here. It's been, nonstop, and it's just finally starting to slow down. Mm-hmm. And plus, I have none of my materials we left everything in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And so it's like a little piece here and there. I think I've got a sketchbook, and I don't know. So fair is coming up pretty quick, so we'll see, I guess.
When was the last time you painted or drew anything?
I have it's not even finished. It's The Kiss, the Sailor and the Nurse, the end of World War II.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've started that one, but it is not black and white. It's all neon colors.
Is it still pastel?
Yes.
Okay.
That one's pastel too. It's in Wyoming, so it would be a year ago that I even touched a canvas.
Wow. Yeah, and it's been at least that long, if not longer, for me. And so hence our challenge. Mm-hmm. Let me explain this really quick, and then we'll continue talking. So I thought it would be a great idea to challenge Tiffany to a contest. So here it is. I asked my wife, Tiffany's sister, to pick a picture and text it to the both of us. Starting today, July 1st, we are having until the end of the month to paint, draw, or whatever medium we want to use this particular picture. On July 31st, we will reveal our artwork and we'll ask you, the listeners of the show, to vote on the picture you liked best. There's no money or anything else at stake here. It's just a ton of bragging rights. A shit ton, as a matter of fact. We will we will also use the show notes page of this episode as a way to post our progress. So come back often and follow along. And you can also leave comments below in the show notes page. And the show notes URL is changeyourpov.com/BCT002. That's Bravo Tango Charlie 002, and it stands for Behind the Curtain 002. So head on over to that URL and you'll be able to look at all of, actually in that show notes page, you'll actually see all of the other works of art that Tiffany's done. And one in the Wyoming State Fair, the picture of Albert's up there, the picture of the floating girl in the water, and of Johnny Depp and the snake. It's all up there, so you can go check out those pictures. And then down below, you'll actually see the picture that my wife Heather and Tiffany's sister selected for us in this competition. That's posted on that show notes page as well. And then we've split the page into two, and on the left-hand column will be Tiffany's challenge, and on the right-hand column will be my challenge, and we will continue to post just progressive or progress pictures of each of our attempts at this challenge. And I'm going to even try my hand at doing some time-lapse photography or time-lapse videos. I've never done it before. My daughter Hannah is really into time-lapse stuff. So am I. I think it's really cool. So I'm going to try it out, and if I can get it to work, no promises, but if I can get it to work, I'll post some of those videos in the status of our challenge as well. So when I first approached you, Tiff, with this challenge, I basically sent you a text and said, I challenge you, do you accept? And you're like, what is it?
You're like, oh no, here we go.
Like, no, you don't get a no. You just have to accept first, and you did.
Absolutely,
a little hesitantly, I gotta say, but you accepted. What were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking, okay, if it's something horrible like running around the building naked or something, I was like, okay, well,
that was my second choice.
I was going to tell you, okay, Ed, you're going to have to come up with something better, but
you're like, I do that for free. I do that. I don't even need a challenge for that.
I don't even need a challenge for that one. I do that daily.
Yeah.
No, I figured it was something with, oh God, who knows, some cool new venture that you've got going on.
Yeah. I'm always busy doing some stupid thing.
Always.
Yeah, it's fun though. So, but I figured, you know what? I haven't painted anything in a long time, and I have a lot of unfinished work. Let's call it that. A lot of unfinished paintings and drawings and things.
Me too.
Yeah. See, and I'm like, I started painting my mom a picture, and it was like, well, I don't know, 2 years ago. It's still not done. So yeah. I figure, why not make? It'll give me a reason to get back into it. Because anytime it's just like going back to the gym or going on a diet. Like, it's always easier if you're doing it with somebody else, right?
Right.
And I figured, who else? I figured number one, you would be up for the challenge. But number two, like, you sent me those pictures of those, the artwork that you sent into the Wyoming State Fair, and I was looking through those pictures and putting them on the show notes page. And I'm just looking through them again. I've seen them all before, but, it's been a while. And I'm sitting there looking through them again. I'm like, oh, shit, man. I think I might have kind of bit off more than I can chew with this challenge.
Yeah, those are all people, man. Heath picked that sunflower, and I went, oh, damn. Because I do people. I can handle faces and wrinkles and you name it. But you should see the jaguar I tried to draw. It was horrible. It looked like like a wet cat. It was terrible. And so yeah, this is a whole new thing for me. Sunflowers and butterflies. I've never done.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Well, you know why she picked that picture, right?
What? But why?
Because she's just got this infatuation with butterflies and with sunflowers. So she found a picture that had both.
Oh,
yeah. It's because here's her plan. Well, here's her thought. She plans on owning both of these paintings when we're both done with them. And hanging them both on the wall. So
awesome. I will send them to her.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you chose, it looks like black construction board paper and colored pastels for your medium, yes?
It is a black pastel paper. It's got a little bit more of a tooth than a construction
Okay.
paper. Yeah, it's just a little different.
Now, there's a lot of different kinds of pastels. There's kinds that that's dry pastel, and then you kind of use a little bit of water and almost turns it into like a watercolor. Is that Have you ever done that before?
No, I think are those the oil ones? I've only ever
Yeah, I think it's the oil pastels or whatever.
yeah, I've never used those. I always just used the plain. I can't even remember the brand I bought today. It is just the 8 different colors of the dry pastels. Just the plain old. Don't have the pastel pencils. Don't have the nothing. They're just the square block.
It's a square, so it's very similar to like a charcoal.
Yes.
Like a charcoal square pencil kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah, so very similar to, for the listeners out there that have ever seen the mini series, The Pacific, with the World War II. And at the very beginning, like in the credits of the show, at the beginning of each of the episodes, it's like this black charcoal pastel that's kind of being drawn and it's kind of crumbling away and breaking. It's like that, but it's a little bit. Does it break away like that, like charcoal, or is it a little finer?
It's a little bit tougher than charcoal. It doesn't crumble as much, and they make it in all different kinds. I've only ever used the one, and I should know more about it because I only have ever used the one.
Right.
But I just know what the box looks like, and that's
there you go.
One I always pick.
That's really cool. So, have you done much in the way of like painting?
I have painted it was a big Spartan. It was huge. It was like 3 feet tall and like 6 feet long, and he was screaming. But my painting is not as cool as my pastel and my my colored pencil. It really is not. Yeah,
I experiment with a lot of different things too, but I always come back to like what you always come back to what you're more comfortable with, right?
Right. And yours is oil painting, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. Like if I were to choose, I prefer oil over all the others. But because this challenge is so short, and I want to do some time lapse photography, I figured because oil it takes a lot more time. It makes a bigger mess. You've got to clean out the brushes using like turpentine or some other, abrasive chemicals, and it's more time intensive. Oil is, and I knew I needed to be a little bit quicker, and so I chose acrylic, and I'm not sure if I made the right choice with that yet or not, but we will see.
Did you get some gesso or anything to mix in with it?
No, I'm just going. If I need to thin, I'm gonna thin with water.
Water, okay. Well, because the gesso might keep it wet a little longer.
Yeah.
Because I had a heck of a time. I was not a patient painter when it came to acrylic. It was drying way too quick.
Right.
And oh yeah.
Well, I got some fancy acrylics this time though. It's different than the a little more expensive, a little bit more professional acrylic this time. So I'm gonna try my hand at that. And you're right. If it starts to dry a little too fast, I think I'll throw some gesso in there. But I'm also at the end. I think once it dries, I'm gonna put spray a sealer over it to kind of bring out the shine a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Very cool. And I think we're both going to use the dark to light method. At least I'm assuming, judging from the color of your background.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's
so,
exactly
what is it about art or painting or not painting, but just creating art? What is it that draws you? Why do you like it?
It's kind of hard to explain. It's like it kind of takes you away from reality. Like reality is so harsh anymore, and you can just get lost in your picture. You can get lost in the colors, and you can get lost in the way it feels and the way it's something you're creating. And I don't know. It's real hard to explain, but you could sit down and start drawing a picture, and it'll be 7 hours later all of a sudden, but you've got this piece of work that is, a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has always been, it's not a career choice that you make for money. It's a choice you make because it's something you want to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like your own little personal safe place, right?
Right.
Your little safe space. So, would you ever consider a profession in artwork, actually painting and selling your art, or is that something that you want to keep to yourself in terms of? Because the reason I ask that is because when I graduated high school, before I joined the Army, I actually received an art scholarship to school in California. I forget the name of it now, or maybe it might have been Arizona, one of the two. And as much as I loved art, as a matter of fact, I think art was the only class I got an A, and the rest were D's and F's, and I didn't really care about. I didn't, right? I was like,
I was the same with me.
Yeah, I didn't care about any of the subject. And every art class I could take, I took. I took,
Yep.
2 art classes and a photography class and a sculpting class, like anything that had to do with creativity or art, I was taking it. And because it was just something I really liked to do. The rest I really didn't give a shit about. And when I got that scholarship, I was really thinking about going, but then I had to ask myself, is this what I want to do for a career? Is this what I want to do for a profession? And I decided, I'm like, no, like this is something that I enjoy doing. And I think that if you have to do something, or you're forced to do something in order to make a living, then it almost turns into...
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Somebody forcing you to draw them what they want is a whole different ballgame than you drawing a picture of something.
Right.
Somebody's saying you have to do this way, this way, this way. And it just ruins the whole feeling of it.
Right. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I mean, not that I wouldn't love to be able to say, I'm an artist, this is what I do for a living. I just don't think that I would be successful, because I think somebody would walk up to me and say, I want you to, paint me a purple dog. And I'd just be like, no,
right.
Not happening. I don't know. I just couldn't see myself just following the rules, I guess.
Yeah. What's your thoughts or feelings about contemporary art? It's the paintings that it looks like somebody just throws a bunch of paint onto a canvas and then they sell it for $3 million. Like, do you feel that there's any real skill in that?
No. And I know it sounds horrible and shallow and just cruel of me, but I have seen some beautiful, beautiful pieces. And some of those, I understand where, okay, they paint a big red square on the wall and it moves some people, but I don't think that big red square is anything compared to a Van Gogh or a Rembrandt or it just doesn't even compare for me. It just, it's almost laughable. You put a big smiley face over a picture and it's, I don't, and I know it sounds horrible and I don't mean any disrespect to, because, okay, it's important to them, but I just don't see it as artwork.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people say, well, artwork is an expression of emotion, and that's the artist's way of expressing that. And I guess I agree with that. But there's emotion and then there's skill. I don't know. And maybe some people would argue that they're one and the same, but I don't know. I don't know. And the other thing too, I don't know about you, but every time I look at artwork, no matter where I am, I'm a critic, I guess. So like when I go into like motels or hotels, they got those paintings on the wall. Mm-hmm. Like I'm turning on the light and I'm like getting right up into those paintings and I'm looking at the brush strokes and I'm looking at, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking like, oh, I could do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you compare those ones in the hotels or, they're hanging in the bathroom and I'm thinking, wow, thank God my picture will never be hanging in a hotel bathroom.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds horrible, but that's just what I think when I see them. And I'm just like, oh, that's terrible. I mean, it's a great bathroom picture, but it's literally in a bathroom. And I could never even handle the thought of my pictures being.
Yeah, you go to a job.
Yeah.
You go like a
Yeah.
job interview, and they're like, "So, explain your portfolio. Where is some of your work hanging?" You're like, "I'm in every shitter in the Marriott."
Right, right, and that's supposed to be something awesome. And yeah, people look at me while they're taking a dump.
that's that's awesome. Wow. See,
Yeah.
folks, this is the kind of the unfiltered, unadulterated tomfoolery that you get on behind the curtain here. Very cool. I'm excited about our competition, and I'm looking forward to taking this journey with you. So, in the process, take lots of pictures, send them to me, and
Okay.
I will put them up on the website. And I would say, I don't know, we got 30 days. So if you just take a few, I don't know, a couple pictures a week anyway, and I'll get them up on, and maybe even like brief description of kind of what it is you're doing, or even if you want to take some videos, it doesn't have to be time lapse, but even some videos of, setup, or maybe some instructions about what you're doing, explaining some things, just so the audience out there has the opportunity to kind of follow along in our journey would be kind of really cool. And not only that, but it'll be on the website forever, and you'll be able to refer back to it and refer others back to it, and it's just really kind of fun, something to do.
Nice.
Very
What
cool.
what if by the end of the month, what if they just suck? What if these pictures come out just
So here's the thing. Here's what's so fun about doing these challenges on Change Your POV is we always like throw the gauntlet down before we, because that's like that's our thing. Like there's so many people out there that will like let you in on the secret once it's done, right? They're
Right.
like, oh, I did this challenge and here was the result, and they only share it with you if the results were good, right? I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of people that are like, all right, I'm going to do this challenge, and you're going to come along with me on this journey from the beginning. And if it ends up sucking, then it sucks. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I think there's more. I think the transparency, the authenticity, the vulnerability that comes along with doing something or sharing something with somebody real time is, I don't know, man. There's just something in and of itself, I think, is a piece of artwork, right?
Right.
Because so many times in life we shelter who we really are. Everyone's very sheltered, and everyone only exposes themselves when they're done with something and it turns out good. But very few people are willing to share everything about themselves, good and bad. And I think everyone in this world has things that they failed at, things that they never completed or wish they had, or wish they could have gone back in time and done things differently. And, to share those moments and to share those things, that's where the true, I mean, that's the essence of Change Your POV, right? Change your point of view, because perspective is the vantage point of success. And it's what we do here on this show. And it's what we do with all of our shows. And that's why we want to do it this way. And if it sucks, it sucks. If not, then it doesn't. And either way, we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun doing it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Tiffany, for coming on the show. I'm going to hop off of here so I can get this edited and uploaded. And because we've got to launch it tonight because it's Saturday and it's the day before your birthday.
I know.
Boom! And you didn't know I knew, but
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
tomorrow's your birthday, so this is a happy birthday to you, Tiff.
well,
And
thanks.
I'm
And
not gonna reveal your age to the audience, but I will just
I
say
am
that
37. It keeps coming. I
wait till you
keep trying to stop it, but no.
wait till you get to around 39. You can, if
Oh,
you're good as me, you can do 39 twice. I did it.
oh, no,
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm sticking at 39 then because I don't know that I can handle 40. I
Yeah.
just, whew.
Well, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy the Fourth of July weekend. And folks, check it out. Come on over and check out everything we're doing. Check out the show notes page. And again, I'll give it the URL to you again. It's changeyourpov.com/BTC002. That's where you're going to be able to follow Tiff and I as we progress through this challenge, and it's going to be one hell of a good one. Also, folks, I've got to tell you that this Tuesday is not only the 4th of July, but Dwayne France and his brand new show, Headspacing Timing, is launching. So be sure you head over and subscribe to the show so you do not miss any of the episodes on the Change Your POV podcast network. And again, you can find all of the shows over at changeyourpov.com. At the top, you just click on podcast and you'll be able to scroll down and select whatever show you want to listen to, and there they are. Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe on your let me say that again. Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe on your podcast player of choice. We have a lot more great content headed your way. And hey, come be a part of our community over at Change Your POV Squad Facebook group. We'd love to see you there. All right, folks. Until next time.